Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Bound Journals. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got a Junk Journal with me episode working in my faith journal. So just flipping through to the next blank page because I work from front to back in this particular journal. So here's my page spread that I'm working on. And then I've just got this hymn book, the little golden book that reminds me of my grandma. And I've just so been loving using pages from this book with the gorgeous and very, very sweet illustrations. So I just pulled out this page because it had these two little girls that was going to represent sisters. And I also pulled out this vellum piece that came from the lovely Tina. Thank you, Tina. I've been loving using those vellum pieces throughout my journal pages. They are so beautiful. And there were two girls in that vellum piece as well, so I thought again that could represent sisters. So first of all, what I'm doing is trimming down this book page because I don't need the part where it says a Christmas prayer or any of those music notes. What I really want to just focus on is the two girls here, because the theme of the page is sisters. And then I tried to work in this vellum piece, but it just wasn't working for me. I tried on the left page, I tried on the right page, and I could have put on the right page if I wanted, but yeah, I thought in the end it's okay this way because the picture there represents the sisters. I don't need two pictures to represent that. And I just pulled out one of my grandma's doilies that I had scanned, and tried to work out what size I wanted to use, and I thought I could use that for some journaling space where I could write the scripture down. And then what I ended up doing was just leaving the right hand side page as is, and doing my writing there about the story behind why I chose the scripture for today, and then I do add some of my grandmother's handwriting as well. And I wanted to include those touches from my grandma just to represent how my grandma, she was the one who had that hymn book, not that particular one in this video, but she had a hymn book, and when I saw the same one at an op shop, I bought it because of her, because of that memory, and also obviously because my sister and I have the same grandma, and so that kind of ties in that sisterly relationship into this page spread. So yeah, that is the left hand side done, and let me now just read out the scripture for you. It is Ruth 1:16, and then I'll go into the story behind it. So wherever you will go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. So I first heard of the story of Ruth through my sister. She would read me Bible stories when I was little, and one of the stories that she read to me was Ruth. Another story that I absolutely loved her reading to me was Jonah and the whale. So those particular stories, those two, really stand out to me. I really love the story of Jonah and the whale because it had an animal as one of the star characters, and I loved animals. I mean, I still do, but as a kid, I really, really loved animals. And the story of Ruth, I loved that story as well because, well, even though it was a mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law, for me it felt like a story of sisters. And as my sister was reading out the story and came to that part about wherever you go, I will go, wherever you live, I will live, I just felt like, oh, this story is speaking about me and my sister. Wherever she goes, I will go. Wherever she lives, I will live. Her people will be my people. Her God will be my God. And because she was the one who first told me about God, introduced me to him, and I just she was always a very big influence in my life. A role model, the person who I admired most, the person who I looked up to most, and so it just came naturally to me that I would go where she would go, metaphorically speaking, and that I would, in a way, like metaphorically and literally, I suppose, follow her teachings, follow her lead, because, well, she was my older sister for one, but I also loved her, I trusted her. She was good and wise and kind and strong and all those kind of things. And so she definitely pointed the way to God, pointed the way to Jesus for me. And still to this day, I say that she is the most Christ-like person I know, and a very great example for me, who only Christ comes higher, pretty much. So, yeah, I very much related, or that verse, Ruth 1:16, very much resonated with me. And I was just reading that passage the night before I did this page spread, and all of that came back. All of that memory came back, and so I thought, when I came to today's journaling, that this would be the scripture I would focus on, and that would be the story I would tell. So yeah, just a really simple, short story, but it was packed full of meaning for me, and I really enjoy reliving that memory and documenting that memory. And this is a notebook from my grandma. So that's her handwriting, and real vintage. So from 1939, those were her notes from when she was doing Bible college. And there were a whole bunch of plain pages too at the back that I've been using. And I couldn't bring myself to use the original yet, so I used a scanned printed version here just to add that to the bottom of the page as an extra piece of ephemera. And then here is my journaling Bible, and I'm just going to highlight the scripture, and then I annotate it, just write the date, and because there wasn't very much room to write, I just wrote about how my sister, that verse reminded me of my sister and that kind of thing. So yeah, very, very simple page spread, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know if you have a favorite Bible story from when you were a kid that really resonated with you or really spoke to you as a kid, and if it still does as an adult. And thank you so much for watching. I shall be back next Sunday with another Faith Junk Journal with Me video. Oh, and just dating it there. I like to date each little entry in my Bible journal too, so I can remember when each verse spoke to me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!